Money Mindset with Jaslyn. If this is your first time on my channel, I want to thank you for coming and make sure that you like and subscribe. And today I want to talk about the new home buying program that Bank of America just came out with like not too long ago. So it's called the Community Loan Home Buyer Program, right? So basically it's saying it's for minorities to be able to afford a home without having to pay a closing cost and not having to pay a down payment on your home. It's only for certain cities. The cities is Detroit, Miami, Chicago, Los Angeles, and I think one other city. But they are thinking about expanding it, but they want to see how I do in those other cities. So basically, like I said, the loan is basically saying no down payment, no home insurance, no credit check, none of that. Basically, they just like, all right, you pay your rent on time, you pay your utilities on time, then bet you can get a house. My take on that is I don't think that's a good idea because they claim they are trying to close the gap between minorities and other people who own houses. Basically, you are kind of getting these people in like messed up positions because I can bet you the interest rates will be like through the roof. I can only imagine because interest rates is already high with people who qualify for a house with a down payment and all of the other stuff. So I can only imagine if you don't have a down payment and your credit can be shot through the roof. Well, not through the roof because it's high, so through the ground because this is that. But I can only imagine because now they like, oh, they're a risk. So we finna text them on this interest rate, which I have another video explaining interest rates and inflation, which will be coming out next week. So make sure you come back so we can talk about that, okay? So back to what I was saying. So yeah, the interest rates will probably be high. Another thing is your mortgage will be high because the point of a down payment is to lower your principal balance that you actually owe. So if you have a $150,000 house and you paying 1% closing costs or 6%, it don't matter. Let's just say you paying closing costs, right? And it's like, okay, you pay $1,000 up front. Now instead of your home loan being $150,000, it will be $149,000. And you will only have to pay interest on that $149,000. But with you not having no down payment and probably high interest, because they didn't say anything about the interest rates, that means it's gonna put you in a bad position, especially if you're not used to doing anything like that, like paying so much in rent, and they advise you to talk to a financial planner. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it with a float shoreboat, but as a financial advisor, I wouldn't advise going against that. They would require you to take like some HUD certification classes and like some home ownership classes. But those classes only prep you to get ready to buy a home. Once you're actually in the home, who knows what may happen. They not even saying what type of interest rates that you would get because it's two different types. It's like a fixed interest, and then they have an interest rate where basically it fluctuates. It can go up 1 year, it can go down 1 year, and the way it's looking now, I have seen people almost lose their homes because their interest rate started off at like 2% and now is at 30%, and it's a big jump, which means their mortgage went from being $800 to now almost $2,000. And I feel like that's what they trying to do in a way, because I heard from some of my credible resources from like Bloomberg and Yahoo Finance and people who's in the finance industry that it will be a huge layoff in November, which will affect these minorities. Bank of America will own the house because that's who you got the loan with, because they are expecting you to foreclose on the house. And then they will they are already regentrifying a lot of areas, so that would be part of their gentrification. So, and I don't want nobody to be stuck in it gentrification because it's already running people out of the neighborhoods and now they kind of have nowhere to go, or either they got to go somewhere and pay millions of dollars in rent. Because, yeah, I don't know what they do in Nashville, but that's a whole nother conversation for next week when we talking about interest rates and inflation. So, yeah, but if you need more information on it, I would definitely keep you updated as they release information, because that's all that they got out right now. It's getting ready to come out. So, yeah, I would advise, don't do it, Bloodbath. Don't do it. All right. So please make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and I hope to see you all back next week.